Making headlines tonight, speedier settlements for landowners whose properties are acquired by government. St. Peter ready to take the baton and run with regathering. The alarm raised about a dangerous homemade concoction being used by young people. And coming up in sports, defending champs India booked the first semi-final spot at the ICC Youth World Cup.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
I'm Shane Jones, leading the news at 7. Government is moving to ensure landowners are quickly compensated when their properties are acquired by the state. This commitment from Minister of Housing, Lands and Rural Development, George Payne, as he revealed that government currently owes $136 million for acquisitions. The minister was speaking in the lower house as he led off debate on a resolution for the acquisition of 26 acres of land at Harry Smith St. Philip for the purpose of housing and tourism development.
The lands are valued at $10 million, and we are trying, with respect to compensation going forward, to ensure that as soon as possible after an acquisition, that the relevant settlement will be made. I say this because over the years, successive governments, not just the former administration, but the Barbados Labour Party when they were in government, I think that they have been somewhat tardy. We have been somewhat tardy in paying compensation to persons whose lands we have acquired.
Minister Payne has, however, suggested that in 50% of the cases, delays in payment resulted from landowners refusing to accept the sum proposed by government. He spoke of a recent instance where the landowner disputed the $4 million valuation of a parcel of land and instead claimed they were entitled to $39 million.
We've got a lot of instances of that. And you know, it is false for us, for the public, to believe that government have been acquiring land and refusing to pay. I mean, the incidents, the acquisition that I referred to with respect to the $4 million that they're now claiming $39 million, government was willing to pay immediately. Right. As a matter of fact, we were willing to go by private treaty, and we only go the process of compulsory acquisition when negotiations have broken down. Yeah.
Minister Payne also revealed that government is moving forward with plans to relocate residents of the illegal settlement at Rock Hall in St. Philip. It was back in August that Prime Minister Mia Motley indicated that households earning less than $15,000 per year would be provided with $25,000 grants to assist in their relocation. Those above the poverty line would be required to help pay their relocation costs. Minister Payne says government has now identified the sites for relocation. They include Chance Hall in St. Lucie, along with parish land in Fairy Valley Ridge in Christchurch.
We have located certain areas where they will be allowed, subject to the type of designs that we would like, so that we don't want it to be a ghetto area. They would be allowed access, ownership of the land over a period of time. Initially, they will pay rent. The houses will be constructed, as I said, in accordance with certain designs. The areas that we have identified: Carpenter's Glade, Dodds Plantation.
Contributing to the debate, Maritime Affairs Minister Kirk Humphrey notes Barbados needs a comprehensive social policy that addresses not only housing, but also the social problems that occur in some of the island's poorer communities. He says there are issues common in housing schemes across the island. As a result, the St. Michael South MP is in favor of a proposed policy of having all income levels in close proximity.
When you take out those people who are now in a position, who went to university or who got a little job, you're taking out all the good examples out of the same communities. So all you will leave behind in the communities are the persons who, by some definition, really and truly didn't make it. So the ones who you believe have made it, you want to take them out. And you leave everybody else behind, sir, who are struggling. That does not make sense to me, because you cheat the people who live in the area of an opportunity to see somebody who has been able to come from the bottom, sir, and do something with their life.
Now, we also heard that if Christchurch West Central MP has his way, every new housing development in Barbados will have a few key ingredients. Adrian Ford, who is also the Minister for Youth and Community Empowerment, says it should be mandatory for these areas to cater to the specific needs of the people who will eventually occupy them. He identifies community parks and facilities for the elderly as important.
I believe if you are talking about sustainable development and people being an important cog in that development, you must be able to talk about the disabled community and how that every single housing project in this country must have facilities for the disabled. And as Minister of Youth, of course, I will expose the fact that every single housing project, if you are serious about people as part of a sustainable development plan, must have an area or a nursery or area for children. That is what sustainable development is about.
Well, in just a few days, residents of St. Peter will take the We Gathering baton from St. Lucie. It will be their turn to showcase Barbadiana in the month of February. And from the looks of it, they are well prepared. Organizers told the media that they are ready to go during a briefing this morning at the West Wing of Parliament Building. As St. Lucie's leg of We Gathering 2020 winds down, St. Peter is putting the final pieces together for their month of activities. Chair of the St. Peter Parish Organizing Committee, Jacqueline Gill, says after all the work has been put in, they are excited to showcase their product.
We will certainly turn Barbados green, which is our color, as we color the canvas with the unique features of St. Peter. Whether it is the Heritage Walk starting in Spikestone, Esplanade, and traversing through the environs of Spikestone, to the Whim and Ashton Hall, or worshiping at the picturesque St. Peter's Parish Church, having fellowship with family and friends at our gospel gatherings, St. Peter Give Thanks concert, gathering under the streetlight for this camppipe stories, or taking in repacks for tennis on Slam Down Fridays. We have something for all of you. We have something for everyone as we learn about the heritage and the culture of St. Peter.
Member of Parliament for St. Peter, Colin Jordan, says St. Peter will proudly depict the theme of heritage.
On February 21st, God willing, and I have to say God willing, our oldest resident will celebrate his 110th birthday. So when we talk about legacy and heritage, it doesn't get more graphic than somebody who is 110 years old who can share historical tidbits from when some of our parents weren't even born. Heritage. We're also going to speak to heritage as it relates to cuisine. We're going to speak to heritage as it relates to folklore. The complete package that constitutes heritage is what St. Peter will be focusing on.
Culture Minister John King says he's pleased with how Barbadians have been turning out to the events and urged them to do the same for St. Peter.
A number of events that were extremely well supported by the persons of St. Lucie, but also I know for sure that there have been contingents that have come from every single parish to these events. And that's what makes it so special. People are beginning to meet new friends, connect with families and things like that. So this we gathering, really we are gathering in a very good and positive way.
St. Peter's first event will be a heritage breakfast walk on February 1st. In more Gathering news, St. Andrew came out trumps when Barbados High Commissioner to Ottawa, Reginald Farley, and Barbados Consulate General to Toronto, Sonia Marvel Carter, hosted For the Love of BIM at the Peter and Paul Banquet Hall in Toronto over the weekend. All 11 parishes were represented in 2020 Gathering depictions created by members of the Barbadian diaspora living in Canada. Gathering Project Coordinator Salma Green, Permanent Representative of Barbados to the United Nations Ambassador Elizabeth Thompson, and Director of Public Affairs in the Prime Minister's Office, Pat Paris, made the trip. Ms. Paris was one of the judges, and she told us the creativity was excellent.
We had St. Lucie with Faith, St. Peter with Heritage, St. Joseph for Adventure, St. Philip with sugar. All the parishes were represented, and lots of creativity went into the event. As a judge, I had a tough time deciding which was the one, but judging based on the criteria, St. Andrew came out as the best parish on display.
Ms. Paris says the turnout was amazing and people were excited to be coming home later in the year.
It is an event that persons enjoyed, and what I was heartened by the fact that as I walked around and interacted with persons, they are saying when they are coming home for regathering. Some of them have already booked their ticket, and they're looking forward to be part of the event in Barbados. And the High Commissioner of Ottawa and the Consul General and her staff must be commended for putting on an event of that magnitude